Alright, good morning everyone. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. But it's good to be back. Come Sunday, I was like, I can't wait to get back into trading. So here we are. I had a really nice trade so far this morning on AKTX. Gonna walk you guys through my trade, starting off my December on a good note. Always nice to start off the first day of the month on a green note. So I think we have some good potential today. A few stocks on watch, and let's jump into things. All right, so AKTX. Let's pull this stock on up here on AKTX. Before that, let's go over the statistics on AKTX. So what do we got here? AKTX, we have an 8 million in float stock. It's good. We like to play stocks under 10 million. We like to also look for a high insider or institutional ownership. And boom, we have here 57% held by insiders on AKTX. We have a high IO here. Now looking at the news on AKTX, we did have Phase 3 news. You guys know Phase 3 news. Phase 1 is okay. Phase 2 pretty good. But when we get Phase 3 news, guys, it's really good news. So that really good news here on AKTX. It is a former runner too. Like to look at the history of the play here, and you can see we got on some big time rips in the past. You can see here, back in March here we went from $2 to $6, and the next day we went from $8 to $9. So we went from $2 to $9 in a matter of 2 trading days. So AKTX, this is a big history run. You can see this day here we did 81 million shares traded that day. So what I'm gonna be watching this morning for AKTX, I want to see if we're gonna start to do some good volume, because we are gonna have some overhead supply, because we did go on some recent spikes here on AKTX. You can see one here, went from 250 to 330. So it didn't go anything crazy on AKTX that day, and we did trade 34 million in volume. You can see here, kind of pop and fade. Once again here, kind of popped and fade. So you kind of see when we trade low volume, with 13 million this day, 2 million that day. We gotta go in this pop and fade, but if we could do some really good volume today on AKTX, how do we do this? Dude, 26 million opened up at 450, hit at $5. Yeah, so AKTX, I want to see how the volume's gonna look out of the gates. If we could do some really big volume today, I think it has potential to outweigh the overhead supply that it has. So AKTX, I do like this for a possible long if volume can confirm, but if we're gonna do weak volume on AKTX at open, hey, it could even be, possible fader this morning. So you got to see how it looks at the open. I'm gonna map out some lines here. I'm gonna map out this 250 line. Oh, I forgot to go over my trade. So AKTX got in around 250 right here. Got in on this this pullback right here. I saw the nice volume out of the gates. Had a nice strong push. Had a good catalyst. So I got in on this 1 minute pullback right here, and was looking for back over the highs for the take 1/2, and then the rest I was scaling out right around $3. So a 2K winner for me. I was the trade on AKTX. So gonna map out this 250 line. Also gonna map out this 234, 235 line. I would say below this line here. Wow, I have a lot of old lines mapped in here. Let me remove some of these. So I would say below this 230, this 230, 234-ish line, I would probably say is backside. So I'm gonna map out these two. Also gonna map out $3, kind of that pre-market high area right there. And then we'd have any overhead daily resistance. Yep, we're gonna have some daily resistance up here through 335. So we're gonna have some bags, guys. You are gonna have some overhead supply, but like I said, if we could trade really good volume, I do think that we could outweigh that supply and make a nice move on up this morning in AKTX. So kind of be playing it by ear here and seeing what it does at open on AKTX. All right, let's move on to the next play. All right, so next we're gonna have CANF next. CANF. This did go on a move on last trading day on CANF. Kind of see here we had some daily resistance here at $4. This morning we are gapped down 5% on light volume. So CANF, if we could get a pop back up kind of towards this 375, 350-ish area. I could look to fade it back down for some more backside. You guys can see we have a gap to fill here, back down to like this 270 area. So could look for some more backside this morning on CANF. I'll be looking for weak volume pops to look to scale in short here on CANF. All right, next we're gonna have NBY. Now NBY, this one did come out with some news regarding an Amazon store. Just the headline, Amazon does bring in a lot of eyes. So NBY does also have a history of running here on NBY. Did go on a really nice rip back here in June. This is kind of these ones that had the Hulk Fest on it. So kind of similar name to like ASLN and BNGO. So NBY, this one does have a history of going on some nice rips. So I do want to keep this one on watch this morning. I know I don't like under $1 plays, but I'm talking if we could get over $1, start to turn in some really good volume, and the price action picks on up, because right now the price action is just not there. It's just not there right now, the price action on NBY. We need to see some better volume, better price action into open. But if it does, I could definitely look for a possible long on it on NBY this morning. So this one will be on watch. I'd say if we can maybe reclaim that 80-cent mark on some strong volume, could look for a possible play here on NBY. Obviously, $1 is going to be a tough resistance line. $1 is the strongest resistance line in penny stocks. All right, what else we got here? Good morning, Casper. Good morning, Richard. Corey, I was playing around on TD for a little bit. Had no issues myself. Good morning, Jared. All right, so next we're going to have HEPA. I was actually talking to another trader about this, this morning too. You guys know I love longing day ones. That's my style. I like longing day ones. Anything past that, I really don't like longing. But lately, this market's just been really favoring these multi-day movers. It really have been. And I kind of thought it was going to be a little bit of a phase where we get, some hot under $1 plays, maybe a week or two go by and they kind of fade on out. But we've been seeing these multi-day runners for I would say about maybe a month and a half now, maybe even longer, since like the XNet. Remember XNet kind of started off that trend. So I'm gonna be working on back testing a new strategy for these multi-day movers. So basically what we usually have on these multi-day movers, we'll have that initial high volume day. It'll kind of, go sideways for a day or two, but it'll still always be holding trend. Like the trend will never crack, because think about it from a short standpoint. You kind of see what happened. All right, it had this high volume day, then it faded all the way back down. So you have big time short players, holding 50K shares, 70K shares, just holding on out. Knowing what happened last time. HEPA last time, ran to $5. Faded all the way back down to 250. So you have big short players getting in here, thinking you can do the same exact thing, but starts holding trend. You could see the difference in the volume. You could see 27 million. Then the next day it trades 1.9 million. Then the next day even lighter, 500K. And now you could kind of see liquidity's kind of dying out. So you have these big shorts in from this initial day one move, and now this day it's starting to swipe on low volume. You have tons of short players who are gonna have to swipe and hit the ask, and that's what causes this huge climb on up. Just a few big bidders come on in, and you're gonna have shorts running for the door here, having problems getting on out, causing this massive drastic increase in volume on drastic increase in the price on late volume. That's what kind of causes these this multi-day move. So HEPA kind of continuing that trend. We also saw it happen on MYOV. See MYOV being kind of the same little pattern. You could see day one still holding trend. You could see kind of puts in this like soaking candle, these lower wicks. These are good candles. These lower wick kind of soaking candles, I like to call them. Moving on up. Saw ASLN do the same thing, same type of pattern. You can see, boom, day one. There's 1-2 days of consolidation, and boom, that kind of that day. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That kind of that day 4 move, kind of squeezing on up. So I don't know, something I wanted to throw out there, something I wanted to mention, something probably be looking around for like EYG. I'm swinging this one, kind of looking for that same type of move. Kind of see day 1, 2, 3, boom, at 4 day has that gap up. Sometimes they'll even come out with press releases too. AQST, this is another one I'm swinging on AQST. I just want to throw that out there. But back to HEPA. I would say this one, I probably won't be touching it because it's a little overextended now. If anything, I want to start nailing these plays on like the day 4s, kind of after it consolidated sideways, and then it has that gap up, or even the following day after the gap up. But I would just say HEPA. I mean, don't underestimate this thing. Be careful, trying to pick the top on the short on this thing. It's a very strong ticker. I would say kind of watch the same pattern a lot of these things do. They get that flush out of the gates, and then they ramp on up a lot of these multi-day movers. So I would say watch for weak opens off the flushes. I would say you could even look towards maybe 680s, 690s on HEPA for a move back on up on HEPA. So watch this thing for flushes out of the gates. I would say watch CGIX for the same type of thing. Watch CGIX too for flushes out of the gates for more upside. But just make sure you're not buying the breakouts on these ones. You really get crushed buying the breakouts on these multi-day movers because one stuff in this thing could be down $1 per candle. So just make sure you're playing the flushes on this one. Make sure it's holding trend too. What I mean by holding trend, I mean kind of test your support line, come back on up, comes down, retests it, and boom, holds. That's what I mean by kind of holding, confirming that trend. So I just wanted to go over a few of those names. Not something I'm going to be focused on right out of the gates, but just wanted to throw it out there that keep these multi-day movers on watch, and it's something that I may start to dive into a little bit more, testing some of these setups. But all right, all right, so I'm trying to see, is there anything else I'm missing? There was a lot on watch. There was a lot of tickers I was watching, but don't want to focus on too much. Remember, guys, less is more. Less is more. Let me look. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. ASLN. ASLN, another one that I probably won't be touching over here on ASLN. Kind of had this massive gap up here on news. Kind of going sideways here. It's kind of a 50-50 in my opinion on ASLN. So, really here to play 50-50s here on ASLN, but definitely the price action so far is definitely favoring the short side this morning on ASLN. But we could still have some shorts, trapped here from Friday after this fade. So gonna be careful here on this one ASLN on the short side and on the long side. That's gonna be it for the watch. 8 minutes left till open on up here. Out of the gates, AKTX will be the top watch, along with CANF as well. Man, it's been a while, It's been probably the longest break. This Thanksgiving break. So definitely good to be back. Alright, let's see AKTX, NBY, CANF. Yeah, right, Casper. I was thinking maybe I lost it, and then I had a nice winner on AKTX. I'm like, nope, I still got it. But yeah, I'm pretty tired this morning. It felt weird waking up because sleeping in so many days in a row. But no, I'm good, guys. I'm good. Really excited to see what's in store for today. Good morning, Brian. Yeah, let's kill it today, guys. Let's kill it. 6 minutes till we open on up. Kind of the game plans this morning, just to recap it real quick. AKTX, kind of liking the volume this morning. I'm liking the volume a lot this morning on AKTX so far. Price action a little choppy so far since kind of that double top around that $3 mark. You can see we had a lot of trouble getting back over 3 here. Kind of topped out multiple times here over 3. Clearly there's a seller up here right around this $3 area. So it's going to be a key area here right around 3. So we got to keep that in mind. But overall, liking the volume on it. So kind of heading into the open with this with a, kind of a open bias on AKTX, but still being very cautious on the short side on this one. But I kind of want to see how it plays out in the open. CA and F will be looking for a fade on that one into pops. NBY, gonna need to see some better volume and price action before I can even get involved with this one. And then HEPA, CGIX, EYEG, AQST. Those are all some continuation names if you want to give a look on to any of those names. Solomon, thank you. AKTX have warrants above 3. Thank you. All right, so we got 4 minutes. Yes, CLVS has just been an absolute monster. CLVS, absolute monster. I want my shares back from $5. I was swinging this one around $5 on CLVS. I wish I could have my shares back. It'd be like a $20,000-$30,000 winner. But anyways, yeah, this is one that you really, you just gotta be careful shorting it. I know a lot of people are gonna see it, $3 to 17. They're gonna be like, oh, short it, it's gotta come down. But you never know. This thing could keep going up and up and up. So, be careful trying to pick the top on this on CLVS. I know a lot of people are gonna try to pick the top on it, but just be careful. Kind of wait for that confirmation. It really hasn't had that confirmation. The trend is still on the front side. Wait for the trend to confirm to the back side before you get involved with CLVS. Because when it does, it'll be nice, but just stay patient until backside confirms. All right, guys. I'm gonna throw up the scanners and we'll get started for this day. Keep AKTX on the top level too. On the bottom, we'll see what ASLN does. TRPX, kind of a late mover right here on TRPX, light volume. I don't really like these late movers, but we'll keep it on the back burner on TRPX. AKTX, let's keep this one on watch right out of the gates. And let's all have a good and safe trading day, guys. Make sure you're sticking to your setups, being patient. Don't give in the FOMO. Let the trade come to you. And let's get it. Alright, market is open here. Market is open here. So watching AKTX out of the gates, I want to see how volume looks. This thing could definitely be a fader if volume is weak. Like I said, you're going to have a lot of overhead supply. You're going to need to trade some good volume to be a nice ripper here on AKTX. We'll be watching the tape here for any sort of soaking on the bid, so keeping that on watch. ASLN, be very careful on both sides on that one. You can see some pretty good volume out of the gates there on ASLN, but just got to be careful on that one. You can see some big bidders there at 640. So there's some 640 bidders there on ASLN. NBY week open. CANF watching for pops. So let's see how 640's got smoked there. 640's got smoked. Next line is going to be $6, so $6 the next line on ASLN. Feels pretty heavy there on AKTX. Tape's pretty heavy at the moment there. Let's see how some of these other plays are doing. Some of these multi-day movers. HEPA. Perfect, right per game plan. I said watch for washouts between 690s, 680s. Got these soaking wicks. Boom, quick pop on up. We'll see if this could hold trend and move on up on HEPA. So nice little one off that multi-day mover game plan. So let's see if this one can get move back on up. ASLN. KOD. Oh, KOD, yeah. Good call there, Casper. It looks like KOD is halted here. Bigger cap name here. Up 61%. 23 million in float. 40% held by institutions. Nice one. There's just so many names, guys, this morning. I gotta keep them. Gotta keep it narrowed down. Don't like watching too many at once. So I'm probably gonna take off maybe one of these names and check out KOD. ASLN going for this red to green move here. ASLN trying to make this red to green move here. So let's keep an eye on ASLN right here. There's a break of $7 there on ASLN. So nice move there on ASLN. Look at that. There's 740. So ASLN really squeezing hard here, guys. Squeezing hard. Held that $6 line. Moving on up. Multi-day mover here, guys. You're seeing this multi-day mover these multi-day movers have been really hot lately. Really hot. Look at that 770s. Wow. ASLN squeezing hard here. So you guys can see this has been the trend in this market, and you got to adapt to the market. And we're seeing multi-day movers sustain their moves and go on massive rips and runs. Look at this ASLN just being an absolute monster here, coming up to $8. Looks like we're halted there. ASLN halted. Wow. ASLN halted right there. Yep, trading pennies. I'm also keeping a close eye on keeping a close eye on HEPA as well. Yeah, I agree, Preston. It was a lot on Wash this morning. I wasn't a big fan of it either. Too many names. All right, so right now, let's see. A lot going on right now, guys. A lot going on right now. I gotta eliminate some names here. Yeah, I trade much better when I'm watching less, so I'm gonna take off AKTX here. This is a fader. Uh, Already made its move. CANF. I didn't get a big enough pop for me, so I'm gonna take that one off. I want to eliminate some names here and focus on a few at a time here. I'm watching and keep an eye on HEPA. AQST, this is my swing trade, holding on to that one. So I'm going to keep HEPA on watch. ASLN. Yep, KOD moving up, but a little too overextended here for myself. maybe around this 40, $45, $46 area, but kind of a little too overextended here for myself. BIMI. Yep, KOD halted again. Nice, Casper. Congrats to you, man. Sitting with the biggest unrealized P&L account in history. Congrats to you, man. I want to see ASLN's going to look after the unhalt. VIMI moving on up here. So, geez, a lot of freaking names this morning moving on up. ASLN, really nice pattern here, guys. It's a pattern I do like to play here, the wash, trap, and squeeze pattern. But just didn't get that pullback, you know. As we broke over 7 here, I'd like to have seen like a pullback to 675. Just didn't get it. But regardless, still a very nice move there on ASLN. Nice. By Robin made your first green day, $180. Congrats to you. Big shout out to you. Wow, ASLN, holy crap. Did they just come out with an offering? Did ASLN just come out with an offering? Wow. Either they came out with an offering or someone exited big time right there. Someone just cashed out big time right there. And that's the risk of playing these multi-day movers. You know, one big stuff. That's why I said don't buy the breakouts. You got to remember my pre-market analysis. Don't buy the breakouts on these multi-day runners because something like this could easily happen to you. So hope everyone was taking profits there on ASLN and didn't get too greedy. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm seeing an offering either. And it looks like it's kind of scaring HEPA a little bit. HEPA, new lows right there as well. 630s now on HEPA. It's definitely going to kill some momentum right there. Seeing a candle like that, $6 to $8. How's NBY looking? How's NBY? Nothing there at NBY. Seems like KOD is kind of the play of the morning so far. I didn't really see any news on BIMI. Okay, so BIMI did have some news. So let's change the tickers up here to BIMI. And we can just give a look to KOD, see what this one's going to do here on KOD. And for anyone new tuning into the stream today, we do have a Discord chat. Links down below in the description. It's 100% free, so if you guys haven't already, feel free to check out our Discord chat. So BIMI having some trouble there at $4. We'll see if the 350 line is going to hold on up over there on BIMI. Overall volume a little bit lighter. And we'll see if 350 can hold. AKTX, you say picking on up. Let me see. Need to reclaim 250 there on AKTX, but just the volume is too weak for me on that play right now. Just not seeing really any strong bid support right here on BIMI around 350. We'll see if it can hold or not. BRN, cheap stock right here, 6 million in float, under $1. Thin looking name right there. Trying to see if there's any news here on BRN. Not really seeing any news. All right. Yeah, Chris, I feel kind of a low right now. Kind of a low right now in the action. I feel like ASLN kind of killed some momentum. You're seeing something like that, $6 down to $6.30 in one candle. And ASLN is open right now. ASLN, we are open here. BIMI trying to hold that 350 line, moving on up here. Look at that, 580s now, ASLN. That is some ugly action right there. Yeah, I agree. Like that definitely is kind of a strange morning here for small caps. I would totally agree with that. Just a lot of tickers moving on up. You kind of don't have that one play. You guys know what I mean by the crowded play of the day, where all the eyes are, all the attention's on. We don't have that play at the moment. We don't have that one play where the eyes are all on. It's kind of a lot of just plays moving on up, coming on down, giving back their gains. AKTX giving back, BIMI giving back its gains, ASLN giving back its gains after going on a nice rip. KOD, just a weird mid-cap move. So there's a lot going on right now, and it's a little overwhelming. So right now I kind of want to settle back, kind of wait for that one play to develop, and then go from there. If we don't get that one play, and I don't see any good setups, I'll be perfectly fine with just taking my $2,000 from my pre-market trade and waiting for another opportunity. Just give me one moment here, guys. All right, so let's see. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, cool. All right, sorry guys. Sorry, just was just responding to someone. Let's see KOD. Very nice move here on KOD, curling back over 60. Nice little consolidation here, higher lows. Boom, back over 60. Let's see ASLN. ASLN, extremely choppy action here. Be careful with this ticker. Just really, you guys can just see by the price action here. This thing could really do anything. It could go back over 9. It could go back over. It can go back under 6 in a one candle. Just no edge here. Just not really any edge trading this ticker on ASLN. Just no clear cut direction. Just a very tricky stock to trade. BIMI fading here. Just couldn't get any sort of good volume towards it. GLG light volume. Let's see AQST. Nice little move here, AQST. All right. All right, you guys can see. How's HEPA? HEPA fading? Let me see. Yeah, I could see HEPA making some sort of possible move, maybe midday. Some sort of, move midday. If HEPA could, continue to hold. Yeah, it looks like, Casper killed it again. Casper killed it again with these mid caps. KOD definitely the play of the morning so far, 100%. Yeah, Casper is just killing it with these calls on the mid caps. Personally for myself, just didn't get involved with it. Didn't get involved with it. I don't like really diving into some of these bigger names, but I have been a little bit lately. I have been diving into some of these bigger names, just because the money's here. This is where volume has gone to lately. These mid cap stocks, some of these large cap plays. But personally, I just didn't get involved with it this morning on KOD. I just wanted to be safe, protect my gains for the overall day. So just didn't get involved with it, but I definitely saw the long thesis. Saw the long thesis here. Good baseline volume. Does have a catalyst. These plays have been hot. High institutional ownership. Thin name. Big spread. So I saw the long thesis there. Definitely saw it there, but just didn't want to get involved with it on KOD. Just waiting for a better setup for myself. Real, I traded AKTX pre-market. I called it out in Discord. Got in at 250. Had my last final take profit at $3. Made a little over 2K on it this morning on AKTX. All right, ASLN trying to come back up to 7 here, so we'll see what ASLN's gonna do here. Thank you, Ro. Jared, you're still in KOD with 100. Just be smart, guys. Be smart. You know, it is up 35. It is up almost 100%, over 100% here, from $35 to $67. Looks like it may gap over 70 here. Just make sure you're being smart, locking along in the way. You know, I'd say maybe if you have 200 shares, lock in 100 just to be safe. Yeah, you know, stop block. Totally understand. Yeah, you know, especially early in the month. Don't really have that big of a cushion yet. So if I'm gonna be taking, I wouldn't consider it a bad setup. It's just not a playbook setup. If I'm gonna be taking non-playbook setups, I'm not gonna be diving into that. Start the month off. Don't have that type of cushion to really risk that just yet. And I'm not saying you should do that even if you have a cushion, but sometimes you may see a good setup that out of the playbook. You want to avoid those as much as possible, but if you are going to be diving into one of those setups, it's best to do it when you have a little bit of a cushion built up. But definitely try to avoid taking non-niche setups as much as possible. And if you are taking non-niche setups, I would say make sure you're going on smaller size, much smaller size. Let's see. All right, let's see. KOD unhalted here. A little bit of a pullback. BIMI curling back on up. Thanks for the heads up. Let's see BIMI. Yep, here comes KOD coming up to $70 here. There it is, new high day. Casper, are you still holding on in, man? You're still holding shares? You're crazy, dude, if you're still holding from 46. Anyways, nice trade on KOD. Alright, so you are out, Casper, alright. BIMI stuff move right there into the 360 mark. Last exit was 64.49. Jeez, congrats. Very nice. So I would say definitely not a bad day to start off the December trading month. Saw some action today. The only complaint I have is just too many stocks. Too many stocks this morning. Uh, there's a lot to look at. So hopefully we have this good action, but just maybe on like one or two tickers. We have a lot of tickers this morning. AQST coming up to $9 right here. This is our swing trade hold. Called it out in the swing trading room. An idea by both me and Come to Life. Holding a 740 average here on AQST. Nice fade there in AKTX back at 216. So we kind of went over that in the pre-market on AQST. Excuse me, on AKTX, my bad. We said if AKTX wasn't going to do some really good volume, didn't have a good chance of fading. Just a lot of overhead supply on AKTX. Just couldn't get that real strong volume that it needed, and not surprising seeing it back at 212 right here on AKTX. Yeah, AQST really looking good here. This is all Come to Life call. That was my call too. Both our calls actually. AQST. Both like this one. If you guys go back and look at the swing trading room, I did call this out. I called it out on 1125 AQST. I'm swinging here if we close strong. So like I was saying before, these swing trades, the swing trade market has been really hot lately. Really hot lately. Look at this, AQST, 970s. Wow. Big time swing right here, guys. Big time swing right here. I'm up 5K here on AQST at the moment. Wow, look at that. Oh, big pullback right there. Huge spreads. What made you swing AQST, Nick? Yeah, it's kind of what I was talking about in the pre-market analysis. We've been seeing this trend. AQST came out on strong news, had this pullback, still was holding trend very nicely. Came back on up. Was a high institutional owned play, 66%. Float was relatively low, around 11%. The news was great. Come to Life was really bullish on the news overall. So I got in a swing here on AQST. Like I said, I'm still working on my swing trading game. Alright, so what time is it? 10:05? It's a little bit of a low right now. No trades for me to start since the market opened at least. If you guys have any questions for me, you guys could ask. Uh, yeah, Dan Bruce. I look at the daily chart much more. I still look at the daily chart for day trading, but I look at the daily chart a lot more for support and resistance, looking at a bigger, broader time frame rather than a day trade. I look at the intraday chart. All right. All right, so it's almost 10:10 here. Right now, KOD probably the best play at the moment. Other than that, ASLN just kind of consolidating here, very risky. Play there, no edge. I'm really seeing there on ASLN. AQST, it's a swing trade. So really not too much this morning. It's not too much this morning, guys. A lot of names this morning, but a lot of quick rips and stocks giving back their games. Kind of like BIMI, AKTX. Quick moves on up and giving back their gains. NBY, another one. So Dan Bruce collecting scalps today. It was another swing trade I was keeping an eye on, guys. XCR. Yeah, this one's getting beat up today. XCUR. Someone was saying to keep this one on watch to me. Getting beat up. See if it could curl around later today. CANF popping. Thank you. Thank you for the heads up. Almost 10:30 making this move. Not sure if I like it as much. Yeah, Casper, go for it. Let's see. May wrap it up early, guys, if we don't get anything in the next like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes or so. May just walk away with my green day here. Not really seeing anything really worth taking. A lot of these, once again, you can see the multi-day run trend continuing here. Wow, Jared hit your monthly goal on the first day of the month. That's awesome. Congrats to you. Yeah, Dreambox. I mean, I like the volume on ASLN. It's just very choppy. It's very choppy, ASLN. Yeah, I agree, Stop. Yeah, it's good, guys. It's really good to stick to your A plus setups. If I mean, when you start deviating from your process and your A plus setups, it usually doesn't end well. Usually doesn't end well. And especially at the start of the month, you want to build that little bit of a cushion. So maybe, on a day like, I don't know, maybe a week or two into the month, there's a setup like KOD. Got off to a nice little start. I'm like, hey, I could maybe look for like a B or C quality setup on KOD. I like the upside, I like the potential on it. Then I'll go look to attack a setup like that. But first day of the month, why am I gonna go, look for a long on ASLN when it's already up 5 days in a row. The price action choppy. The only thing I like about it is the volume. You know. KOD halted on the downside. All right. So you guys have any questions for me? May wrap it up soon here. Do apologize, wrapping up the stream a little early. Just a little bit tired today, guys, and not really seeing too much I like. So may wrap it up a little bit early today, unless we get someone on the scans here. Make sure you guys are, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys are up early in chat and Discord, calling out these pre-market plays early. Especially if you guys like the long side. There's some good potential in pre-market for long trades. Some good potential for some long trades in the pre-market. Yep, Chris. I mentioned it. ASLN very choppy ticker. I don't really see an edge there. To me, it's a 50-50 on ASLN. I would say if it breaks over 7 on strong volume, you can definitely see back near the highs. Same thing on the opposite side. If it breaks below 6, could definitely see low 5s on it. If you're playing it, I would just say, play the lines on it. Don't get in the noise areas. What I mean by the noise areas are areas in between your lines. Someone said BIMI coming back on up. Eh. Such light volume though in BIMI. Ivan, yeah. Totally up to you, man. I mean, all I'll say, I would say some of my biggest winners ever have come off pre-market trading. We're all up there early. Uh, Bull come to life. All of us there are up and early in pre-market. Dan O. All right, so guys, I'm gonna give it probably a few more minutes here, unless, like I said, we get something pop up on the scans. We'll see BIMI what it does the next few minutes here. And if you guys enjoyed the stream, feel free to drop a thumbs up. Or if you guys just like velocity in general, you want to support the channel, just drop a thumbs up. Would greatly appreciate it. We do this every single day, Monday through Friday. Scanners go up around 8:30, 8:40ish, and usually stream to around 10:30, 11 a.m. Unless it's a really slow day, I'll end it a little bit early, like this morning. All right, next minute or two. You guys have any last questions for me? Let's see, MXC, ADXS. All right. Stock block. Yeah, I use the hotkey for AKTX this morning. Just hotkeyed in and out on that one. Most of the time I use limit orders, but certain plays I'll use hotkeys. Don't make a habit of using hotkeys though. Now I used to have a bad habit of using hotkeys, and it's so easy. Click a button and it just, I feel like hotkeys, make you give in the FOMO a little bit. It's so easy to click one button. So, I find that using limit orders help with your discipline skill. So, use limit orders, but sometimes, there's going to be situations where hotkeys are definitely necessary. Yep, Dreambox just bought the ask in at 251, and I was selling some upper 270s and the rest at 3. Nope, hotkeys. I have like a buffer, so I think I have a 5 cent buffer or 4 cent buffer, so it'll get me in at the current asking price, but no more than 4 cents above. Yep, I trade full time. Do I make most of my money in pre-market? No, I wouldn't say I make most of my money pre-market. I'd say it's a good balance between some pre-market profits and trading during the day. Yep, tomorrow's a new day, stock block. Let's get it tomorrow. I'm excited. Good way to start off my month. Very excited. Usually I don't like setting goals, but I'd love to shoot for 20K this month, 25K. December historically has been a great month for me, so usually I'll have my biggest months between November through January. I'll have my hottest months. So I don't like having trading goals profit wise, but in the back of my mind, I'll have a small little goal, but don't want to let it impact you mentally. If it doesn't go your way, because trading's a big mental game, so you want to stay on your game. Yeah, Casper. Yeah, I would say I do make a lot of money pre-market, but I wouldn't say, most of my money comes from pre-market, but I would say a good amount does, for sure. BIMI coming back up to 350. Alright, so we'll give BIMI a look here. We'll see if we can get some sort of volume towards it. If not, I'll probably wrap it up here. I just haven't seen any strength on the bids. I just haven't seen a bidder here on BIMI. HEPA sub 6. HEPA making some new lows. Yeah, Casper, that sounds pretty accurate. I would have to check. I'd have to check, but it does sound pretty accurate. Maybe 40% comes from pre-market, 60% come from the actual day. Sounds about right. Let's see, AQST. A little bit of a pullback here on AQST. Let's see, Core Yellowing been trading for about 3.5 years now. Coming on to my 4th year. Alright, I'll give it like another minute. I see you guys have a few questions here, so I'll give it another minute or so here. Yeah, I would say heading into lunch hours. Ooh, ASLN coming down here. Careful here on ASLN. I would say heading into lunch, I would say, if BIMI could ever catch maybe a bidder and volume could pick on up, you can give it a look. Other than that, not really seeing too much else. A lot of these multi-day movers, AQST, EYEG, ASLN now giving back its gains. Sub 6 now on ASLN. Anyone short ASLN? Kind of got that def line break there below 6 on ASLN. Kind of saw the backside line was 6. That clear cut line was at $6. Got that rejection of 7. So kind of backside right now here on ASLN. You want to be careful longing the backside. Same thing with shorting the front side. Alright, guys. I'm gonna end the live stream here. Not seeing any more questions, and kind of a low right now in the action. Sterling Trader locates for 14. All right, for ASLN. Yeah, Sterling. I would say kind of wait for it to confirm if you're gonna be taking the short. I would say kind of wait for it to retest 6, or maybe even break 6, and then re-break that $6 line. Kind of wait for that confirmation for the backside. Just because it cracks your backside line, you really want to see a retest and stuff to confirm that kind of that thesis. Or even sometimes, even waiting for like a 5-minute candle to confirm underneath is not a bad strategy. Wait for like that 5-minute candle to confirm below 6. kind of showing and staying heavy below 6, and it's not trapping below 6 for a short for some downside. But yeah, ASLN, I definitely see it here, for some more backside if we fail this $6 line test here. But all right, I'll be watching ASLN here. We'll see how this possible short plays out here on ASLN. I'll keep it on watch. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here. You too, Preston. Have a good one. I'm going to wrap it up here. No trades for me since the market opened. Had a pre-market trade on AKTX. Made $2,000. So that being said, I'm going to wrap it up here. So hope everyone has a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys over in Discord chat. I'll be watching ASLN and BIMI throughout lunch hours. And hopefully we have some more action, for the rest of this month to come. And I hope that we don't have these days where there's so many tickers to watch. Like, my head's spinning right now, I'm tired and there's a lot of plays going on here. So hopefully we can have more days where it's just that 1 or 2 plays that everyone's eyeing on. So, all right, guys. You too, Casper. Take it easy. I'm going to end it up here. So, peace.